Hi, everybody. Today I want to just carry on in this resurrection encounters theme, but there are two things that have been rolling around a little bit in my head, and that's the fact that when Jesus met his disciples, both on the road to Emmaus, and then when he appeared to them when they were all together, including those that had been on the road to Emmaus, he said various things, but he expounded the law and the prophets, and also the Psalms with regards to how he was revealed there, how those things had been fulfilled in his birth, life, and death. And I don't know what he told them about his second coming, but I'm sure that there would have been references to that as well, because the disciples lived in eager anticipation that he was coming again soon, as we should do, because we're a lot closer to it than they ever were. So it's just looking at those things and trying to piece it together, because the other thing that he does when he sees them, he gives them his peace. He says, "Peace I give to you." And he also blows on them and says, "Receive the Holy Spirit." So, these things are emphasized. Believe who I say I am, and receive my peace and receive my Holy Spirit. And we're on the road to Pentecost, or Shavuot, and we're going to be looking at those things as we travel along that road over the next 40 or so days. Today, I want to talk to you about something that Jesus almost certainly would have talked about, and that's how he would have been absolutely revealed and seen in the offerings, the temple offerings. And with regards to the Holy Spirit being given in the context of his peace, I want to just focus on the peace offering. So the peace offering was part of a complex set of things that went on in the temple. So you had burnt offerings, meat offerings, peace offering, sin offering. You had drink offerings. You had even a wood offering, because the fire on the altar must never go out. It was a command there in Leviticus that the fire of the altar must never go out, and that is such a powerful command to us today, isn't it? That the fire of God must be continually burning in us, and we as in our priestly role must attend to the fire. We've got to make sure that we are feeding on the word, spending time in his presence, in worship, in fellowship, as we are right now, and encouraging one another that the fire keeps burning. The peace offering is really interesting, because it's a voluntary offering. So if somebody just had something to give thanks for, they were going to make a solemn vow, for instance, or they were just very grateful for whatever had happened, they would bring this offering. And it was interesting, because the offering then could be consumed both by the priests and by the people. So it was dealt with in a certain way, and certain parts were given to the priest and certain parts were given to the people, but they all shared of it. And then the bits that remained were taken away, and a feast was organized by the person who brought the peace offering. The chastisement for our peace was upon Jesus, wasn't it? And he gave himself as that peace offering for us. The interesting thing is that the fat of the innermost parts had to be burned as part of this. And that fat is part of the immune system in the body, the policeman of the abdomen, really. In the Psalms, it talks about our hearts and our minds in various places, but in fact the literal translation is our hearts and our kidneys. And I'll make reference to that now, because I'm going to do a part 2 on this, so don't go away. I'll be back soon.